And they're off. That is one early book.
Nice to see after last one where they're hunting all over the place, though. So it looks like nothing useful down at the corridor at the bottom, so they're both resetting back out.
Jupiter took a look at the book. I believe it said female warrior. I think we're looking at Valkyrie.
Female warrior would be Valkyrie. Alright, so now we have progression, which should be Malthus. They can actually go either direction here if they want. Conventional way would be going up, but they can get to floating gardens now as well.
It would be an interesting call to go straight up there. I mean, if you get any sort of a good weapon, it can sort of pay off. You get an early death, some clock tower checks, but it's dangerous and really unlikely to pay off. We're gonna get to see it anyways.
Definitely see Jupiter doing it because he's just really those imps that are flying around. I don't know how he does it. Those things usually like lock me up in place 5 times if I try to go up there like that. But he can usually just weave around them, no problem.
I think it's likely that we'll see floating gardens, but probably not clock tower.
Yeah, I would expect that also. Yeah, since he doesn't have school left, it would be a long walk back down if he doesn't get it while up there. Yeah, and just goes right past those imps, no problem. It amazes me how he does that. Not really seeing any too good gear yet though so far. Got weak armor, weak accessory.
I mean, right now, I'd take that black cloak over nothing.
I don't know, I kind of expect him to just reset out of here instead of walking back at this rate. Well, that hammer is interesting. He might keep that.
It's going to make a difference for now.
I mean, it's a lot better damage, but it's not a great weapon. Will lock him in place since he doesn't have Gravekeeper, and in order to keep it, it's a long time commitment to actually walk back out of there. So
Really fast swing though, multi-hit.
Yeah, it's certainly decent. It's just whether he thinks it's worth it, I have to question.
And we're seeing Clock Tower. It is a good enough weapon to take on death. Only double jump so far, that's right. This is true, we have learned that Valkyrie will be our red soul. And there's that reset.
That was some really nice dodging on the way up through there, though, with those flying critters, like the Valkyrie and the it's not a gargoyle, is it? The gargoyle is the gray one.
Gremlin. That's the gremlin.
Gremlin. Okay. Yeah, those things can just keep coming at you and knock you back off the platform. At this point, though, I wouldn't be surprised if Cemo ends up going up there too, though. Fairly soon. Probably after Manticore fight, jump up to the teleport, and he easily could be ended up near Gardens as well.
We'll pick up slide there. That would make me want to go down study.
Yeah, that is an interesting play. There easily could be another item down in that spot near the Forbidden Escape.
Average seed is usually around an hour, and I think most of that depends on exactly when you pick up Black Panther.
Yeah, ones with early Black Panther can easily go down to about 50 minutes sometimes, but if you don't find Black Panther at all, you could easily be up more towards the hour 20 range.
All of the item location drops are randomized, so you get your canisters, your regular items, anywhere you'd find a bag of money lying on the floor, they've all been shuffled into the pool. But most importantly, the 3 souls required to get the good ending, typically Flame Demon, Succubus, and Giant Bat, they're shuffled as well, and the books tell you in the original game what you need. The same happens here, so the red, blue, and green books will tell you exactly which souls you need to get that true ending, and you'll have to find those souls in canisters and item locations.
The Cemo is going around through the top of Chapel and going to that teleport, I think.
Well, Slide also makes Dance Hall pretty appealing, just for your way out to inner quarters. Pick up something at Headhunter, we don't even know what yet.
Getting into Dance Hall could be a little bit of a problem, though. With, you have Malphus for double jump, but will that actually get you up by itself? I was thinking you needed...
you might just need something.
Armor
We have a canister coming up here, though.
I mean, Cemo can definitely go to Gardens at this point.
Oh, there's Flight. Never mind.
Okay, well that changes things. You can go pretty much everywhere that's not underwater it's now. So that definitely seems like a good call. We'll probably be seeing about the same thing from Jupiter too, just because if you take that teleport, you pretty much always check that spot up there before moving on. There's no more efficient place to do it or anything, depending on equipment, so you just do it the first time you end up there. Okay, so you appear to be correct. Cemo is going up the dance hall. I wasn't sure if he could get past that first check there.
Well, with flight now.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay, sorry, I'm getting mixed up.
No, it's even more appealing now, because you can go from dance hall through inner quarters. Hopefully we don't have to skip Galamoth, but even if we do, afterwards you go right in the top floor, see what's...
Yeah, and there's also that ceiling check, which is always nice if you can get in there early, because there could easily be more progression locked up in there. But then, yeah, the top floor is always nice. Definitely a very dangerous check, though, at this point in the game.
I'm not sure if Cemo saw the slide lock canister.
Well, maybe he was planning on anything down here, so didn't want to go for picking it up twice. So he'll probably grab it now.
And there's her other flight.
Wow.
I strongly believe they can fly.
It's so much of this progression so early, though. It almost makes me wonder if it's gonna be one of those ones with one of those seeds with Skula behind Graham, or like in the first forbidden area check.
Even without Panther, if Skula is back there, it's going to be a very short seed. Undine still lets them get into the forbidden area. Since Jupiter's doing study, we're going to be putting off flight for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised he's down there.
Ooh, and a Levitain for Cemo. That's very nice. That Panther might make up the difference, though.
Oh yes, this is going to be very interesting now. Because it's entirely possible Cemo doesn't go down there until he has everything to get into forbidden area.
There's a really good chance that Headhunter will have Panther again, though.
I doubt it. It'll probably be Slide. Because it's actually, yeah, because Slide was in the chapel, right?
And not the locked locations either, this is true.
Yeah, because Headhunter is generally a duplicate of the first progression item, which will let you get out. So if Slide was before Panther, it will generally be Slide.
Well, you've taken a look at how they're placed. Does it actually care that those were in two different areas? They were accessible with the same, just mount.
I mean, the first one it placed, like, logic-wise, that it considers it the order of the intended logic of how it's supposed to flow from one to the next. So, I mean, it could be possible that that the way it placed it was Panther, it placed Panther there, and then it placed Slide up top. But if it placed Slide, and then it placed Panther later on, yeah. We can't really tell for sure, because
We're gonna know in a moment.
Really opening anything. But I'm good. Slide. Nice fast headhunter fight though without Levitain.
I definitely consider it one of my dream weapons to have early on.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a solid weapon that gets you through even the end game if you want it to.
There's Cemo's Panther.
Fair enough.
Levitain is the fire weapon that Cemo is using. Jupiter going to be very happy to find flight here. Neither Acclaim nor Final Sword have shown up quite yet in this. I feel like Cemo has a bit of an edge. Although that might change if going down to do study. No, just checking the top corner. For a bag of money.
Situation. Jupiter has areas checked that Cemo doesn't have, and has had a Black Panther for longer, which made up some time there. Hard to tell how much. But I would consider this fairly close still. I'd kind of expect Jupiter to go up to top floor at this point, maybe. I'm expecting he's at least going to unlock the teleport there. Can't say for sure where he's gonna go.
We're gonna take the inner quarters teleport. That's handy to have. I would expect Dance Hall then to come. Oh, top floor. I feel like I'm seeing an echo here.
And we have books.
Mythical Snake? Is that Tsuchinoko?
I believe so. I definitely saw that picked up. I don't remember where.
Yes, somebody definitely has Tsuchinoko.
I'm thinking it was Jupiter, as I'm thinking it was near the, out near Hammer's unlock.
Oh no, the Skula dream is dead. Now that blue book could be anywhere.
Yeah, that actually surprises me a little there. Usually when you get that many books found above water quickly, that tends to correlate with that being the situation.
Especially with both flight options being super early. So we have one vote for blue book at Galamoth. So this is going to be a good way for Jupiter to save some time. Having already been through most of Clock Tower and Cemo hasn't, Jupiter knows to leave immediately after.
Well, Jupiter hasn't checked the underwater area yet, so that could still... So he's still going to go down. But that leads him right out towards the Eastern Reservoir. He's probably going to check. I'm going to guess that's where he ends up next.
Is Galamoth shack too old? I always felt like the last check in Forbidden Area was kind of the shack.
I don't know. I mean, the randomizer is got a bit of linearness to it, where like when something is found, generally the next item is in a place that was unlocked by it. So when you find Galamoth, it tends to have decent stuff. And at least it's not that far out of the way. You have like a teleport on both sides. I mean, the inner quarters is closer, but it's not that far, especially if you have Black Panther.
Jupiter taking off. I mean, we still have, well, Jupiter still has all of inner quarters and Des halted. But finishing top floor. And a lot of melons in this seed. Between Levitate and Eversetting, Cemo's gonna be feeling really good about equipment right now.
So early shopping trip is pretty rare for Jupiter. Maybe he's looking for the book there.
It's a good call, especially already having unlocked both.
Yeah, it seems pretty common for Jupiter just to not really look at the shop at all for quite some time.
Well, right now we're looking at it's the difference between going underwater or not, right? I think it's a pretty safe thing to do.
Yeah, it's a decent idea. I agree with that. I'm just saying that's not really
common
what I would
Jupiter.
expect from him usually. Maybe he's also speculating about all the books being above water and Gola being expected behind.
Both runners clearing up each other's checks, it's kind of a good equalizer. Having to go through floating gardens again might be why Jupiter didn't opt to continue through Clock.
You wouldn't have had to go through floating gardens. You could take that underwater, the
one that spits you out of the top of the
pendulum
corridor.
room and the spike pit, but then head out down, back down towards where the entrance to go off.
Yeah,
to
down
Eastern.
through the corridor.
Which cemo might be going there right now, actually. This one, cemo skipped last speed. He gets flying armor underwater. Seems to be a common occurrence when you get the Malphus early, along with some early flight. Seems to then like to chuck flying armor down there somewhere after you have absolutely no use for it anymore. The Jupiter picks up his Levitain now also. That equalizes their weapon situation. Not quite sure how much of an upgrade that actually is from what he's using right now, but I'm fairly confident it's a bit better.
Oh, and there's the final sword.
Again. It was down there in Eastern time also, wasn't it?
It must have been. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Okay, so now that Jupiter's finished Dance Hall, now he's probably going to make his way underwater somewhere.
Go mode is knowing all 3 souls you need to get the true ending, and Skula.
And flight.
No, plus way to
technically,
reach
just to
Graham,
get
yeah.
up there. Okay, so it looks like Jupiter's skipping Eastern this time, and he's just going straight for farther down and closer to Arena.
Oh, Excalibur. Speaking of things you don't see very often.
Oh man. Lots
All
of
we
good
need to see now.
weapons today.
We see the positron rifle. This will be a fun one to rewatch. It's already really close. It's exciting.
At this point, the runners have pretty much reached about the same area. They're both looking down around reservoirs. I don't think either of them have the ability to actually go into Forbidden, so I'm guessing they're both going to end up going towards Arena at roughly the same time.
Jupiter getting a glance at that final sword.
Yeah, with all the other stuff he's got, though, at this point, that's not too much motivation to actually go for it.
Nah, it's one of those you pick it up if you're there kind of things. Ooh, a Drax tunic for cemo.
So Jupiter's going back to dance hall. Not quite sure what the intention of this play is. Because Jupiter normally doesn't really do these too long out of the way checks at the bottom of dance hall until he's really starting to deplete the rest of the locations. Which is not the position he's in yet. He normally would go through Arena before ending up here.
Yeah, in both of the games, we've seen a bit of a divergence from normal choices, although there's book 2. Kotoblov. Although
Wow.
cemo just keeps racking up the gear.
So how long till cemo makes it out there, though?
It's probably going to be a
He's got
while.
more checks down here to do. Probably fight Valor. Have more of these little trial things going on. May possibly go down to Legion before it goes up there.
Although we could still see a required soul down by Legion. This could be really weird. Unless I'm mistaken about what souls they have.
I didn't do a good job at catching what those books and souls they have are.
I don't remember seeing Valkyrie being picked up.
I know cemo's using Valkyrie, so there's a decent chance Jupiter's been there too at this point, since a lot of their territory is kind of the same. This is really early for Grand Fight.
Beating Graham over the head with a big old rock is kind of comical.
Well, cemo's in a fairly slow Valor fight here.
Ooh, and low health. It's almost over. I did not realize just how good the range on Excalibur is.
Oh yeah, that is a crazy weapon. One of the biggest ranges of anything, and one of the most damage of anything. Certainly a bit more difficult to use than the claim or many of the small swords because of the whole ground locking stuff. So you got to go canceling it with backdash. But definitely effective in situations like that.
So cemo might be going for the guess here.
Yep, cemo does like to do that. I know he does say sometimes he thinks he's looking for the later placed souls. I think is it book 1 or some other one that he's missing?
Book 2.
Oh, book 2.
But it's okay, he picked the right soul.
He doesn't have many book 2s, it looks like there.
Jupiter found book 2 in the bottom of Dance Hall.
Yeah, I just couldn't remember which one was down there.
Cemo's still gonna have time to finish up Graham here and find out that picked right first try.
And Excalibur is a great fight for Julius as well, because I think you can outrange him there. Oh, and some Legion usage for some extra damage too.
I'm liking that big ol' 74 though, that's a nice hit.
Yeah, cemo is just using Levitain, so his fights are going to be slower here. Oh, he does have the Excalibur. Okay, he just changed to it. Checking the final sword as well. I mean, the Levitain may actually be a decent choice for that phase with the spinning balls. You got a lot better maneuverability, because you don't have to go like backdashing behind you. So you can keep your horizontal position a little better to where you want it to dodge with.
I likely would have swapped to Final Sword for this phase though, with the multi-hits that are very easy to get.
Interesting point. I think both of them can hit the eye when you're crouched, correct?
They can, yeah. I'm not sure if the Final Sword's longer.
But I don't think you will double hit if you're doing the crouch thing that Cemo's doing.
No, it would not.
This is just a crazy arsenal they're using here. Got the Balmung, the Excalibur, the Final Sword.
Well, they got all that gear, they gotta show it off somehow. Wait, what happened with cemo here? Did he not have the correct souls on? I know he had double paw on blue.
I didn't catch that. I didn't see what he actually equipped in. We knew he was guessing though, so.
Hey, we found Galamoth. We should probably go back and check Dance Hall now.
Yeah, as if there's anything they could want here at this point.
Hey, it could be a Claim Chaos Ring combo. Wanting to unlock the shop to have some stuff does make sense.
Yeah, that is a fair point.
Gravekeeper can make a huge difference with the current choice of weapons. If you want to be using something like Excalibur or Final Sword, Gravekeeper it's worth.
Oh yeah, for both of those, Gravekeeper is pretty much required to work well. But yeah, that's probably correct. If he did have the correct soul, which I'm assuming he probably wouldn't have continued the fight past the morphing point if he didn't get the right message. So he probably does just want some healing. And Jupiter is at Chaos. See which crazy weapon he uses here.
149, I feel like Excalibur is definitely the right pick for now.
You were talking about the double hitting on the final sword before, though. It certainly could double hit here.
It's a bit of a reach because usually you're going to be hitting things while they're at the top of their peak as well. At least I know I like to knock out the red and blue first. It's really hard to get those double hits unless you want to be taking the time to double jump up to the top of the screen. We might see a change for Phase 2 Chaos.
Yeah, getting rid of blue makes that first phase so much easier. The hitbox of that thing that comes at you is crazy, and it does a good job of aiming. I mean, either of those is a solid choice for knocking out the eyes, though. That range that you can hit the top one while not having to jump too high is great. This is really nice dodging around by Jupiter. Not seeing him take any hits here. Just keeps smashing the core. He'll be done any moment now, probably. And Jupiter finishes with 43-33. Wow, that is really fast for one of these. Cemo chose the Balmung there. Got really long reach. It's probably the easiest one of those to outrange him.
GG is Jupiter. Well, I tried swapping sound to cemo. Unfortunately, I wasn't getting anything there. And I'm guessing Jupiter has sound muted to be here. Alright, maybe on our end. Hey, the Sound of Silence is a classic. Cemo going for those double hits with the final sword.
Yeah, that's definitely working out. Seeing a few of those doubles popping up. Taking a lot of hits though. I'm expecting we'll see pretty similar second phase here. Probably keep using that final sword and should be able to hit both eyes on the side at the same time.
So I'm watching this pretty closely to wonder which one's actually going to be better. I think it is kind of a scenario thing because the final sword starts its swing much farther back than the Excalibur. This means you have to spend more time in the air making sure that wide swing lands.
Well, I definitely, it's hard to gauge it exactly. Cemo is, if you're trying to be technical here, I think Cemo is jumping a little higher than you need to get the hit on the top eye.
Getting those doubles on the bottom eye right side though.
Fair point. But he keeps swinging at the top eye until that one's done too.
Oh, that hurts.
I guess he can get some doubles at the top also just to finish it off. So yeah, you got a point. Getting the doubles on the core too is really nice. Did Jupiter have the final sword as well?
Not in this one. We traded who got to find Final Sword in Eastern Reservoir.
Oh
GG's
right,
to
it
Stemo.
was Eastern Reservoir again.
GG's, Semo, welcome in.
GG's. I felt pretty good about that one, but I guess if I was feeling good about it, Jupiter's probably feeling good about it, and he has a stronger execution than me, so it's gonna happen.
Both of those races were incredibly exciting.
Well, the first one was pretty dicey. So I was going into the end with some pretty mediocre equipment, but I lucked out and found the claim, and it made it a lot easier. The second one, I found a ton of good equipment, but I couldn't find the book. Eventually, I just ended up guessing on what I was pretty sure it was going to be, and it was correct.
Yeah, the book was behind the rock golem in Dance Hall.
Where I never go.
Yeah, I was surprised that Jupiter went back up and checked that after clearing the part of reservoirs and before going on to Arena. And that ended up really paying off.
Okay, so that's what the difference was there. I was pretty sure, like, that's, I think, where I was gonna go look in that area. Because everything else had been up above the reservoir, so I thought it was pretty likely that it was going to end up being there after I couldn't find anything down in all the good locations in the reservoir area.
Jupiter having the same comment as we were talking about earlier, because Skula was there in top floor, just kind of, I guess, gave everybody the impression that water was...
Yeah, I was speculating that after we found those first two books that it was going to be one of those seeds where you find the top, but then you find Skula behind Graham or in Forbidden. And then I kind of dropped that after the after Skula was found, but it kind of was that, just without where Skula speculated was.
If I had been willing to gamble a bit earlier, like I could have tried guessing it, but I wanted to at least get some of the other good locations out of the way first before I went ahead and tried to do that. So that's why I ended up, I went down to Eastern and checked like the waterfall area, and then also checked the arena, which is usually pretty good too. And there's really just a ton of good equipment, but nothing else beyond that.
It was kind of neat that you guys kind of traded Eastern Reservoirs. The first seed, you didn't do Eastern, and Jupiter did. And the second seed, Jupiter did Eastern Reservoir, and you skipped it. Or no, was it? I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, they swapped. Jupiter did it first, and then Semo, and Final Sword was there both times.
Yeah, Jupiter did the first seed, Semo did it the second seed. Okay.
Well, it just routed in so nicely when I finished doing the clock tower, so I just went over that way, and then since I was in the Eastern, I should go do the other part of the reservoir.
Well, both of you are coming away with from this with one win, and I cannot wait for Game 3. Do we have any idea when that might be?
We haven't talked about it yet, but it shouldn't be too long.
the Black Panther placement was interesting with you getting it on Headhunter, because Black Panther was down in
Study.
study, and Jupiter actually went down the study fairly early and found that, but I think Slide was found earlier than Black Panther was. So I was speculating that Headhunter was only going to have Slide instead of being a duplicate of Panther, but you did get the Panther, so a little earlier than you did, but it wasn't that much time.
Yeah, I was really expecting it to be Slide as well, and I was happy to get Black Panther there. I figured, I guess it must either be in the study or like one of the 2 checks before the before going to Gardens or something. So I'll be sure to go back and watch these because it's neat to see the different kind of stuff we do, the different routing we do, and it's always neat to look at Jupiter's tech and try to steal it in my own play.
Yeah,
That seems like a good decision.
Yeah, you two routed very differently on both speeds.
But it was also quite nice watching you guys come back and check each other's locations more efficiently for both of you, going back and doing those extra checks. Even though we knew what was there, it's just really interesting to see the differences being made up.
On the first seed, you found Flight a lot earlier than Jupiter did. So it's kind of an interesting case where he was looking around for that after you had already been like cleared that section.
Yeah, they were pretty interesting seeds, actually. Well, I mean, the first one, it was just you were looking for like one location, and it's whoever found that first was the lucky one, and it happened to me there. The second one was pretty neat with like the really early flight. So I didn't really expect to find Hippogriff there where I found it.
Oh yeah, and the classic flying armor down under for when you got when it wasn't needed. I just find it weird to kind of see that chucked way after you no longer have any use for it.
Yeah, it was a pretty weird location for that. I do admit.
And there were a lot of very good weapons in here. We saw the Final Sword in both seeds. Saw Excalibur, Muramasa, Balmung being used. There were good weapons. There were a lot of good weapons in there.
Yeah, I was excited to use the Excalibur. Then I remembered that I didn't have backdash yet, so it wasn't that good. But I got to stand there swinging at Graham, which was fun.
Yeah, I was actually kind of wondering why you're getting hit there for a moment. I didn't realize it at first that you didn't have it.
Finding it on the way to unlock Hammer, though, must have felt really nice.
Yeah, it made using those weapons a lot easier. Although I do still have to work on my backdash canceling with those weapons just to be a bit more efficient. I know I could have done a better job taking out like the eyes on Chaos 2 with it, but I mean I can work on that. But I am looking forward to Game 3 whenever we get that done.
Oh, and about that first game, that Chaos Ring, that was just so funny. You went out and picked that up, and then had no good souls to actually use it on through the final bosses.
And I figured I should pick it up just in case I get something behind Graham or I get something in the chaotic realm. I found the claim, which I was happy with too, but I was looking for like maybe a rush soul or something to use it with. So oftentimes you might find a Russell.
Yeah,
I
just
don't
thought
want to
it-
spoil it all for you, but that's going to be one of the things you're going to enjoy rewatching these, seeing what was available.
What was available, what I could have had. I know that was a pretty tough Julius fight for me in the first game.
But you made it through, and it worked out for you.
Yeah, that's what matters. I made it through. I held on. I'm gonna get off, but I want to thank you guys for doing the commentary for us. I really appreciate it. I know we've had a hard time getting the commentary, but I'm excited to hear what you guys have to say about our races when I rewatch it.
Well, thank you guys for putting on an amazing show. Definitely please give a follow to both of our runners if you like what you saw. Both JupiterClimb and cemo Run. Any closing comments, Fuse?
Not really. Look forward to next game.
Well, I saw in chat Jupiter mentioned probably next weekend, so we won't have to wait too long. Well, thanks again to all of you for watching. This was incredibly exciting. Hope to see you all again here, probably next weekend. My name is Oralis.